Hi everyone, it's Tyler and welcome back to my channel, Tyler Keeps Talking. We're back with another episode of Minato's Laundromat Season 2, Episode 3, so let's get into it. So we wake up with Shin waking up in his new house with Minato, and Minato is already up, vacuuming, doing chores, and Minato surprises him with a back hug. Obviously Minato being Minato, he is like freaked the hell out. Number one, because he didn't expect anyone to be there, and number two, because he's not used to physical touch with Shin. So we find out that Minato has been up all night because he's been too nervous living in the same house as Shin. I know some people are gonna find it very cute and endearing, but I'm kind of just like, girl, grow up, you're like 30. This is another thing. Are you 30 or not? Because he tells Shin that why he's up so early is because when you get to your 30s, you wake up early naturally. But didn't you just have your 29th birthday? So are you 30 or are you not? What is the truth? But then they eat breakfast together, which is Shin's job to prepare the breakfast. And Shin is like in a trance, like trying to eat, but he's just like staring at Minato and being like, everything about you in the morning is so cute. A very sweet moment, and of course Minato just gets flustered, but we hear his internal monologue, which is that he feels the same way about Shin. So we then find out the result of Asuka's mock exam, which unfortunately is a B, not an A. So no date for him, and his boyfriend is actually very strict about this. He's like, no, we agreed at only A, so we're not going on a date. I don't like this at all. It is really like not a partnership. It's literally like a parent and a child, and like withholding the affection and romance from him as like a punishment or a reward. I don't know. I don't like that dynamic. Let me know what you guys think though. I'm sure a lot of people actually will like it, but for me it's a no. So Asuka goes to meet Shin at his university to talk about their relationships, and Shin is like, everything's good, I just wish that I could get closer to him and sleep in the same bedroom. All of that stuff, which I think is pretty normal for people who are dating for a long time to do. 3 months. Yeah, I think that is not too much to ask for at all. But Asuka is like, yes, you're being selfish, you're asking for too much, which is 100% him projecting and being jealous because his relationship with Shu has gone absolutely nowhere. So of course he'll be jealous about that, right? Like, you guys are living together. But what I do like about him is that he admits that yes, he's jealous, and Shin is like, you know what, I should have never mentioned this to you. Which I actually think is true. I think if you are having like, if you're happy with your relationship and you know that you have a friend who's not happy, I would not talk about how good my relationship is to that person, right? Like, it's kind of insensitive. So I think good on Shin for removing himself from that situation, even though it was like him kind of being angry, but whatever. I do also see why Shin would be angry because Asuka kind of did rain on his parade and was projecting, so they're both in the wrong and they're both in the right somehow. So then Minato asks Shin on a date to the festival that's happening that weekend. I like this. I'm happy to see Minato kind of taking charge once in a while instead of it always being Shin like push and Minato's like pull. Like, at least this time there's something initiated by Minato, so I like that, and obviously looking forward to it. But because it's a festival, Shin wants them to wear yukata, so this was actually a cute scene where Shin is like, I have my allowance, I have my money for my part-time job, I want to see you wearing a yukata, so I will pay for one. But Minato was like, hell no, you know what, I'll just buy it myself. I thought that was actually, their bickering in that scene was cute to me. I wasn't annoyed by it at all in this context. But then they go shopping for yukata, and Minato tries on like a bunch of different yukata, and he asks Shin, which one should I get, which one looks the best? And Shin is just like, I like all of them, you look amazing in all of them. Which is like cute, but at the same time, bitch, just answer the goddamn question. I want to know which one I need to buy, which one is gonna make me look the best. I know that you love me in every color, every clothing, but just tell me which one, right? That's the worst type of person to go shopping with. I don't know, whatever you want, they all look good. Give me some opinions, right? But to be fair to Shin, he actually looked like he was like in love with Minato in every single one. You could just see like the honey dripping out of his eyes, like, oh my god, he's in love with that man. There's actually a very important moment in this scene though, that I appreciate a lot, which is when Shin says that Minato looks good in all of the yukata, his face like lights up for like a split second and then he goes back to being like bickering. So it shows that he clearly does have feelings for Shin, as we know, right? But also it feels like that wall he has up is like slowly coming down, so we'll see how much more time it takes to come down completely. So they go home and they get dressed in their yukatas, which pissed me off because of all of the yukatas that they tried on, why did they both pick the most boring looking ones? A beige and a navy blue, come on. There was some other ones that Minato tried on that looked good. I like the sort of like greenish gold one. That one I think looks the best for Minato. But why did you get a beige one and then just a navy one? Like, come on, give us just a little bit more. Out of all of them, you chose the most basic one? But anyways, Shin of course loves Minato in his yukata, which of course he looks good even though it's a boring color. And Minato also loves Shin in his yukata, even though he doesn't say anything, which I wish he would. But I understand like that kind of person who was like not wanting to be too mushy, so whatever. They go to their festival date, which is very cute, a little bit reminiscent of season 1 to me. What do you guys think? The thing about this date though was like they are both annoying in ways that are opposite, and they need to like take a page out of each other's book, you know? Like Shin is being like overly affectionate and mushy, and then Minato is being like overly cold, specifically in that scene where Minato has on the mask and Shin is just like, oh, so cute. Like, girl, what, cute? I'm trying to have fun. I don't want you to be like romantic and like mushy-gushy all the time when I'm trying to make a jokey joke, right? But then at the same time, Minato, like, you can do a lot more than that. Like, you can never have a romantic moment at all. Like, please meet somewhere in the middle, please. So then it cuts to a scene of Shu tutoring Asuka, where Asuka tries to make a move by holding Shu's hand. And she was like, what are you doing? And Asuka's like, I'm holding your hand. And he's like, why are you doing that? And Asuka's like, because I like you. This is how you're supposed to show affection. And what I actually appreciate about it is that Shu thinks about it and he's like, okay, I can try it then. What it says to me is that even though this is not how I'm used to acting and behaving, if it's something that you like, I can try it. So that like is plus points to me on Shu's behalf, even though I already said I don't really like that dynamic between them. At least he's putting in the effort and willing to put in effort. But then he realizes that Asuka cannot focus on his homework when he's around Shu, so he tells Asuka that he's gonna have to study on his own until his grades improve, which I actually think is a good call. But I don't think that he should be withholding dates from him during that time. Like, you guys can do other things together than study, in my opinion, right? As Shu leaves, Asuka goes out to follow him and sees Minato and Shin on their dates. And of course he's jealous. I would also be jealous as well. They looked really cute in that shot. So poor Asuka, his man just ran out on him and he had to see his best friend on like the cutest date ever with his man. So then Minato and Shin get the famous watermelon shake, watermelon smoothie, and drink it on the beach. A huge throwback to season 1, the iconic watermelon shake, which like represents their love, I guess. And Minato is like, why is my watermelon shake like sweeter this year? It's because you're in love, bitch. Everything tastes sweeter when you're in love. Well, that's what they say. And Minato is like, this reminds me of last year when I thought that we weren't going to make it. And Minato feels guilty about this, of course. And this is when Shin strikes and grabs Minato's hand. So this just shows to everybody watching at home, guilt tripping works. If you want something from someone, guilt trip them. A lesson from Shintaro, okay? You learned it here first. However, despite Minato making that move, he lets go of Shin's hand when other people come by. Which I don't really blame him for, to be honest, but it is a big problem for Shin. He does not like that. And so when they're going to the grocery store to buy the ingredients for their dinner, Shin kind of has a little tantrum in the grocery store saying like, you're embarrassed of me, you feel guilty about being with me even though I'm a legal adult now. To be honest, everything that Shin said was facts. And I think that Minato should have really heard that instead of like dismissing it. But Minato is kind of a man-child, and this is a little bit of a problem that I am going to get into a little bit later. So hold that thought. Minato basically just says, you should know that I love you because I chose to be with you, and that's about it. Which for me, I'm like, girl, go to hell, but I'm not his partner, so whatever. Moving on. They go home and have dinner, and Shin is still visibly upset about what had happened earlier, which I think is understandable, specifically because of the way that Minato reacted to Shin sharing his thoughts and feelings. I think that is the real problem rather than just the action of letting go of his hand in front of other people. However, we do get a really cute scene out of this, which is Jin wondering if their relationship is just a dream, and they pinch each other's cheeks. That was a really cute scene. I loved it. But then Shin apologizes for expressing his feelings in the grocery store, which I'm like, why are you apologizing? The one who needs to be apologizing is Minato. This is like the real big problem that I have at this moment in the series is like, why is Shin the adult in the room when he is 18 and his boyfriend is 30? Like, this is exactly what they say about age gap relationships. It's like, girl, why do you think that man who's 10 years older than you wants to be with you? Because he can't get with people his own age. Like, Minato is very emotionally immature. That's just the truth, and I'm hoping, praying that that develops and he gets more emotionally mature throughout the series. It seems like he will, so I have hope for that. But this, I did not like it. Especially because Shin expressed his feelings so beautifully and says, I love you, and Minato cannot even handle that in a serious context. Like, he just goes back to being like bickering and whatever. I'm like, not even this? When he's apologizing, when you should be the one apologizing, and you cannot even take this seriously? Like, come on, I'm begging you to grow the hell up. Minato basically threatens that he's not gonna grill the meat for Shin if Shin keeps being all mushy-gushy. So Shin apologizes immediately again so that he will not be punished. Again, like, the thing with both of these couples is like the older party like punishing and rewarding the behaviors of the younger one. I don't like it. It feels like very power imbalance. Not for me. But the next day, before going to school, Shin kisses Minato and says they're just like newlyweds. Love how forward Shin is. Despite all of this, he still keeps making moves. And I'm sure not only me, but all of the viewers are very grateful for that. So of course Minato gets flustered, but he also enjoyed it clearly. And then the drama starts kicking in because Shu sees Asuka holding hands with a girl. Now when I saw this immediately, I was like, it's a fake dating thing with that girl he met earlier, because that boy is gay. And I really believe that. Like, there is no way he's gonna be dating with a girl, especially seeing how in love he is with Shu. It's just not realistic. So I knew from the jump, like, okay, this is a fake dating thing, which it seems like it is, because he says to whoever they're talking to that it seems like a double date situation of some sort. Asuka says that he and that girl are dating, and his boyfriend Shu sees the whole thing, and he looks visibly distraught, which I like. Because before this, he's been completely robotic, and this shows that he has feelings. So it just depends what happens next, how he deals with it. What do you guys think? I think he's not going to say anything, and he's just going to be passive aggressive about it. That seems like it's going to be within his character, which is not the right thing to do, but it's what I predict. What do you guys think is going to do about it? How do you think things are going to play out in this situation? Let me know in the comments. My overall thoughts for this episode is that I'm happy to see some progress within the two older guys and their relationships, but both of them are still pissing me off, and I don't like the power dynamic. I'm hoping that things change, and specifically Minato matures. I actually am less annoyed by Shu after this episode than I am Minato. I just don't think their dynamic is very healthy right now, so I'm hoping that it improves in the coming episodes. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode and the series overall so far, and please remember to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down depending on how you felt. And remember to follow my TikTok and Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!